course I would end up featuring the gooner Yandere. The consequences of my actions? It's been a few days since I was discharged after a brief stay in the hospital. Al had tried to drug me with the snacks he gave me. It was terrifying, to say the least. What the heck, dude? Stop talking about him. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. I know he's always got a few screws loose in his head. You should start taking him more seriously, Briar. See what he did to Lion? Something far worse could have happened. It's not a joking matter anymore. Briar drops her shoulders apologetically, fiddling with her fingers nervously. Yeah, Cass. Sorry, I just didn't think, a part of me still... Well, better than anything at all. No one knows what could have happened to Lion. Jeez. Cassius lets out an exasperated sigh and looks away as we all keep walking home, side by side. Briar reaches for my arm and wraps her arms around it, looking up at me with teary eyes. I'll keep an eye out for you. We've got your back, okay? Thank you so much, Briar. You and Cassius will, right? I'm scared. Not sure if I can trust you. I'm scared. Briar blinks and shakes her head, looking down. Yes, of course. Both of us. I know I've always been joking around, but I'm serious this time, Lion. I let out a laugh as Briar whines, while Cassius looks at me with a raised brow. Seriously, Lion? You have my word. Let's all keep an eye out better on El and his creepy behavior, okay? I nod and give both Cassius and Briar a warm smile. I'm glad that I also have them to help keep me safe in the office. I don't know what I'd do if I'm all alone. Thanks so much, you two. You're sweet. Briar hums happily and hugs me tight, expressing her joy for my presence and safety. Cassius gives me a pat on my back and urges Briar to walk properly. Oh, and by the way, are you still going to be seeing Ethan today? Oh, right. My mind drifts back to what I told my friends during lunch today. Ethan's coming over later. He said there's something important he needs to tell me, and that's totally not a death flag. Last time we met, he mentioned he was going to try to talk to Al somehow. I wonder how that would have gone. Come to think of it, Cassius and I have never actually met Ethan before, have we? He sounds like a nice guy. Yeah, but it's not like we've got a reason to meet him, Briar. Hey, he's technically Lion's brother, and we're Lion's friends. That should count for something. Briar, you know that's not what I meant. I can't help but laugh, gently patting both Briar's and Cassius's shoulders. Briar does have a point. Even though I talk about Ethan all the time, the two of them have never actually met him. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure you'll meet him eventually. He's just been really focused on solving our case lately. Anyway, I better get going. Thanks for walking me home, like always. Of course, Lion. From now on, there won't be a single evening where you could go home or anywhere alone. That is not comforting. Just as I turn around and continue making my way to the apartment complex, I see a familiar figure walking by. Yale. He's holding a paper bag. Looks like he just finished shopping. Lion, it's nice seeing you again. How have you been? I heard you were hospitalized just a few days ago. I was so worried. I really wanted to pay you a visit, but I got caught up with work, and I was starting to get sick. He lets out a soft chuckle and rubs the back of his neck bashfully, though the worry on his face gives him away. Also, like the fact that you are cucking me behind my back. It's fine, Yale. I'm doing okay now. Wait, I don't think I've ever told him I was hospitalized. Did Ethan tell him about it? Thank goodness for that. I don't entirely know what happened, but I'm just glad to see you're okay now. I didn't think it would be wise to ask Ethan. He already seemed worried enough. Oh, So Ethan did tell him about it. After all, can't say I'm that surprised. Maybe they're closer than I thought. You're so thoughtful, Yale. I really appreciate that about you. Anyway, what are you doing out here? I see you've already done some grocery shopping. Yeah, I've been trying out more recipes lately. Keeps me occupied. Besides, it's always good to hone my cooking skills. I'd love to try some of your cooking again sometime, if you're okay with it. Of course. I'm always happy to share with you. His smile slowly fades as we both fall silent. It looks like he still has something more to say. Ev, you're also heading back. Do you want to walk home with me? It has been a while, and I've missed talking with you. I don't mind that at all. Let's go, Yale. I feel just about the same. Thank you. I'm glad. As we make my way to our place, I notice Yale slowing down in his steps and look at me. Actually, there's something important that I wanted to tell you today. There's a child who's been lingering around the park more often lately. I haven't seen her before. A child with short black hair carrying a green backpack. Huh? I have not seen any kid like that before! No! Why are you telling me about this? Is she from the daycare? No. I'm just a little worried, I suppose. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I've noticed a child being around you a few times now. Sometimes she seems to be following you. Other times she just stands there and watches you from a distance. Why would the kid do that? No! I'm not Chibi! And that's what worries me. I know children can act strange sometimes, but there's something different about this one. I've heard of people using children to make others lower their guard. I just hope that's not what's happening here. I've also tried talking to her, but she always runs away from me. It actually reminds me a little of Yves. I'll keep an eye out then. Of course. I'll do the same for you as well, Lion. Again, I really do hope I'm just overthinking things. I'm sorry. I know you've been going through some things and... No, it's okay, Yale. Don't be sorry. I'm glad you told me. It's always good to be cautious. You're right. That makes sense. The two of us continue walking in silence for a little while. Yale seems to still be thinking about something, but I keep the silence. We both stop in our steps as we reach my apartment floor. He lives in the 3rd floor, so I'll be going on ahead. This is your floor. Yep, thanks for walking me home. It was nice to chat with you again. Of course. I feel the same. Please, be careful. I will. You too, Yale. Thank you. Have a good night. Yale offers me a small smile before continuing up the stairs towards his own apartment, watching him disappear around the corner before I walk further down the hallway. Huh? There's commotion in the hallway. I see several unfamiliar men are gathered outside my door. 2 of them are carrying tall ladders. Another is crouched beside a toolbox, laying out coils of wire and several small black devices. What's going on? Are they maintenance workers? Wait, Ethan's here too. Hey, Ethan? Oh, Lion, you're here. I am so sorry. I should have texted you earlier. What's going on? Why are there people outside my apartment? From today, we'll be installing some CCTVs around your place. It's just for a while, for security reasons. I'm sorry. I left you a text just now, but I should have given you a heads up properly. You'll still have privacy in places like the bathroom, so I hope you'll be okay with it. What?
Ethan, this is way too sudden. Do I at least have privacy in my bedroom? Because like that's... You don't want to know what goes on in my bedroom. You could have at least warned me first.
Yes, I understand. I'm really sorry, Lion. But after what happened last week, I don't feel safe just leaving you be. and I don't want to take any chances. Well, my tongue is tied. I can't say I'm entirely happy with this decision, though I understand that it's for my safety. The feeling of being watched still makes me feel on edge, even if I know it'll only be Ethan and the private investigator. It reminds me of when I'm being watched by... No, why am I thinking of that? I can't be comparing this safety precaution to what that man did. Not now, of all times. I can't argue. I don't have any reason to say no. This is all for my safety. I understand, Ethan. This is going to feel a little awkward. I let out a bashful chuckle, look at the ladders and the equipment. I'm sorry again. I promise. It won't be for long. One of the maintenance men steps forward and looks at both of us.
Sir, we're just about ready to start. We just need to confirm a few things first.
Yes, of course.
Which rooms did you want the cameras installed in?
It'll be the hallway, living area, and the bedroom.
The bedroom! Oh my god! Ethan's gonna watch me goon!
Yes, only one, in the corner near the ceiling. It won't be facing the bed directly.
Ethan won't be watching me goon! And audio recording. Ethan's gonna hear me goon!
Yes, cameras in every room and an audio recorder in the bathroom, please.
Understood.
The man gives a nod before signaling the rest of his crew to follow him. As soon as I unlock the door, they begin filling into my apartment with their equipment. You should try to relax and unwind in the meantime. You must be exhausted after work. I'll stay here and keep an eye on the installation. Once they're finished, we'll sit down and talk. Okay, thank you so much, Ethan. Ethan and two of the men make their way to the bedroom to install the cameras. I see one of them set up a ladder near the corner of the ceiling, while the other checks a small camera device. Wait, before you guys do that, I need to take a fresh change of clothes. Oh, yes, of course. I quickly grab a fresh set of clothes from my drawer before heading into the bathroom. Since they're going to be busy for a while, I might as well take a shower and try to unwind. Stepping into the shower, I turn the water on and let the warm steam wash over me. Even from here, I can still hear the workers outside. The warm water feels nice on my skin. I close my eyes. I can almost feel the fatigue from work slowly begin to fade from my muscles. After showering, I slip into a fresh change of clothes and let out a slow breath. I make sure to dry my hair off before stepping out of the bathroom and check on Ethan. Hey, Lion, we're almost done in the bedroom.
Oh! That's good. You're not gonna watch, right? Bedroom cameras installed. It still sounds so fucking weird every time they mention it!
Great work, everyone. Let's finish up the rest of the rooms. I glance up at the device. It feels strange knowing it's there.
But if it makes Ethan feel better, I guess I can live with it. It's not like someone could just hack into those cameras and make me feel even less safe.
I lower my gaze from the camera and let out a quiet sigh. I think I'll go ahead and make some tea. I head into the kitchen and fill the kettle with water before setting it on the stove. As I wait for it to boil, I take 2 mugs from the cabinet and place a tea bag into each one. Once the kettle begins to whistle, I carefully pour the hot water into the mugs. Earl Grey tea always smells so nice. I set both mugs onto a tray and carry them into the living room. I sit down on the couch, setting the plate down on the table before taking 1 cup for myself. I carefully take small sips of the warm tea while I try to relax. It doesn't take long for the sound of tools to fade, as the last camera seems to be fixed into the kitchen corner.
Kitchen cameras installed.
Oh, great. That should be all of them. I can hear Ethan's relief from his voice alone. He stands there and keeps chatting with the 2 men as they tidy up their equipment. Thank you for coming on such short notice. I really appreciate it.
Of course, Everything is up and working.
The apartment finally goes quiet once again. Ethan walks back into the living room and immediately notices the tea waiting on the table. Hey, Ethan, made you one. Earl Grey. He smiles at me and picks it up while settling down on the couch beside me. Earl Grey? Wow, this is quite nice. Yes, I knew you'd like it. He chuckles and adjusts himself in his seat, taking a quick sip of the tea before settling it back down on the table. So, Lion, after what happened the other day, Miss Mila and I discussed the plan. We'll both be monitoring Al closely from now on. Most of the surveillance will be handled by Miss Mila, though. She's more skilled at this than I am. And she told me to give you this. Ethan hands me a recording device. Keep this on you at all times, okay? Especially when you go out. The culprit seems persistent, so we'll have to take extreme measures. I hope you can understand, Lion. The Klein android is still unidentified by its unique production number, but Al remains our main suspect. I give him a reassuring nod and a small smile. Yes, Ethan. I understand. Thank you. I'm so sorry, Lion. I wish it didn't have to be this way. No, it's okay, Ethan. I completely understand. Though it looks like there's something else on your mind. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Yes, actually. About that. Miss Mila. She mentioned that she wanted to speak with you personally. She should be here any minute now. Almost as if on cue, I hear a knock on the door. Ah, that must be her. I'll get the door for us. Ethan gets up from the couch and heads for the front door. After a brief exchange of greetings, Ethan steps aside and I see a woman walking inside my apartment. I apologize for making you wait for me. I was caught up with something. It's okay. Good evening, Miss Mila. It's nice to meet you. She offers me a polite smile before taking a seat across from us. Ah, good evening, Lion. I've heard a lot about you from Mr. Ethan. I see the cameras are installed already. Good. I believe Mr. Ethan has filled you in on the situation and our plan. I pitched in the idea, and he agreed. Ethan looks at Miss Mila and slowly nods with a small smile. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Excellent. She sets her back down beside her chair before sitting up straight and looking at me in the eye. While her smile remains, something about the way she carries herself makes me feel a little nervous. Her gaze drifts down to the recording device still resting in my hand. Ah, yes. That as well. Do make sure to keep it with you at all times, even at home. All the time? If you'd like to help us understand what's happening, then yes. You won't be interrogating anyone, Lion. You won't be the one confronting Al. Just listen, observe, and let us handle the rest. Continue your day as normal. You don't necessarily need to seek out information on your own. In a sense, you are currently the person he's most likely to act around. No matter how you act, I'm certain they, especially Alistair, will try to get their hands on you. If my assessment is correct, they'll eventually reveal exactly what we need. Everything we're doing is to keep you safe, Lion. I'm sure you can understand. I nod at both of them, showing my agreement even though unease settles in my chest. It all feels sudden and overwhelming. It's not like I have any other choice. Yes, Miss Mila. I understand. Thank you for your cooperation, Lion. Even with the recording device, do not be reckless or let your guard down. You'll be returning to work on Monday, correct? Yes. Good. I'll be keeping an eye out on you. Do you have any questions? No. Not at the moment. I can't really think of anything else to ask about.
I think Miss Mila explained. Well, I think she explained everything pretty clearly for now.
Excellent. Mr. Ethan, do you have anything else you'd like to add? Ethan looks between us for a moment before shaking his head. No, I believe we've covered everything for now. Let's leave it at that. Very well, of course. Lion, please take my contact information. Miss Mila hands me a small note with her phone number written on it. I take it and offer her a small, grateful smile. Thank you, Miss Mila. And Ethan, he'll be in your care. You are most welcome, Lion. Shall we take our leave now, Mr. Ethan? Yes, we still need to track down an ex-employee in the meantime. From Sentient Tech Labs? Yes. We are hoping to speak with someone who left the company recently. That way, we might get more useful information. Miss Mila and I have been working on it, and we'll find something eventually. The company is certainly suspicious, but I doubt everyone involved is guilty. There could be several reasons for their strict confidentiality clauses. Either something internal occurred that involved the whole company, or they're covering up something that was entirely beyond their control. I was also thinking about the same thing. Regardless, speculation won't get us far. We need facts, and we need to move quickly. So the ex-employee is our best lead. Do you think they'll even agree to talk? Miss Mila falls silent for a moment and lets out a soft sigh. We'll make it work somehow, Lion. I promise. We should get going before it gets too late, Miss Mila. Right. We'll speak again soon. Keep everything locked and stay safe. Please, do contact me anytime you feel something is important. I'll call you soon, okay? Good night, Lion. Good night. Thank you. Both of you. I wave my hand off at them and close the door after watching them walk down the hallway. I return to my living room couch afterwards. I glance at the halfway emptied cup of tea. Ethan didn't take the time to finish it. The moment Miss Mila stepped in, he seems to be in a hurry to leave. I can tell he wanted more time to relax, but Miss Mila seems to be pushing to move forward. I'm a bit conflicted, if it's a good or bad thing. On one hand, I know this case took a delay before due to Ethan needing some space to himself before working on it. Yet at the same time, I worry if he's pushing himself. I take the last sip of the tea that has gone lukewarm by now. I hope Ethan will be okay, that he knows his own limits. After finishing my cup of tea, I get off the couch and walk to the kitchen. I should have dinner before getting ready for bed. Yeah, I can't relax with an empty stomach. Make sure everything's locked tight, and that no one is outside my window. The next morning, I wake up and rub my eyes open. I look around and up to see the camera that's attached to my ceilings. I'm still not entirely used to its presence. I turn around to look at the window. The sun feels so bright and warm already. Wait, what time is it? I hurriedly glance at the time. My eyes widen at the sight. I overslept. I'm going to be late. I get off the bed and, in a haste, start getting ready for the day. When I arrive at work, I could barely make it in time. I place my attendance card and rush inside the office. My eyes widen when I see Mr. Dolores approaching me with an irritated expression. He must be upset that I'm late again. Huh? Oh, it's that cunt! Just as I mentally prepare myself for a stern talking to session, he walks past me instead. Al, this is the first time you've arrived this late in months. While you consistently meet your deadlines, this is not appropriate. I've made it clear how critical your punctuality is, especially with our current workload. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. Please, forgive my negligence. My ID card, I couldn't find.
What? Did you report it missing?
No, sir. I thought I could handle looking for it. Yet, also, there's a problem with
Elle, I don't care how confident you are in handling these issues yourself. If it becomes a production issue, you bring it to my attention.
Yes, sir. It is a production issue.
Very well.
Excuse me.
I slowly walk past him and quickly settle into my chair, their conversation fading into the background. I see Briar and Cassius already look at me with a knowing gaze. From their conversation, Elle got late because he lost his ID card? Well, no wonder. His ID card is with me. I feel bad. Should I return it to him later? Yes. He also brought up some kind of production problem. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Are you okay, Lion? Did you sleep in? I know you've been having trouble sleeping lately, especially after what happened. Try not to push yourself too hard, okay?
Thanks, Briar. Yeah, sleep hasn't been easy. It's really exhausting. But last night wasn't too bad. Probably because I had a good meal before bed.
Oh, what'd you have for dinner?
I chuckle with Briar and tell her where I cooked last night. She listens to me with clear interest, even though I insist it's nothing special.
I'm not good at cooking, but maybe I can make you something sometime.
Wouldn't mind that at all, Briar. Though, if Cassius would offer himself for dinner or maybe dessert, I wouldn't say no.
That actually sounds really nice.
I can feel Cassius watching me with concern. I want to keep talking, but I should probably focus on work. I don't need Mr. Dolores to call me out. He's already distracted by Al coming in late after me.
That's honestly surprising. Al coming in late.
He usually comes in early and leaves late. No wonder Mr. Dolores looks concerned.
Hey, Lion, maybe we can hang out later to cheer you up. We could even just relax at your place if you're too tired to go out.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Everyone rests differently and all, so we can do whatever that helps you unwind.
I can stay up late with you too. And if any stalker shows up, Cassius will handle it.
I liked it. Good morning, Lion. Come to my office immediately. I need to speak with you and Al.
Shoot.
Gulp. Well, this is bad.
I knew it was too good to be true that Mr. Dolores would actually let me go.
I exchange glances with Briar and Cassius, both of them looking worried. Yes, sir. I stand from my chair and follow behind Mr. Dolores towards his office. He's obviously going to talk to me about being late today. But with Al too? Why? Stepping inside the office, I let Mr. Dolores enter first before following after him and closing the door behind me. Al is already sitting on the edge of the chair in front of Mr. Dolores' desk. As usual, he looks extremely nervous. When I step forward, he practically jumps in his seat before lowering his gaze. I could hear his foot begin tapping rapidly against the floor. Part of me wants to say something, but this doesn't feel like the right moment. Al, Lion, you're likely wondering why you were called in together, correct? I'd like to discuss what occurred in the copy room the other day. I was informed that there was some kind of disturbance shortly after I assigned Lion to that task. Yeah, he was gooning to me! He was gooning hard! Like, holy shit, I'm not, like, this might be, like, that sort of channel, but holy fuck, bro, was just going at it! L, I'm also aware that you were frequently entering and leaving that room under my instructions. However, I was told an incident took place between the two of you. Is that correct? I blink in surprise and swallow nervously, unsure of how to respond. How do I even explain it? Hell, he tried to poison me. Do I tell the truth? Do I make up a lie? Do I not remember? I feel like this is gonna kill me. I feel like this is gonna kill me. I definitely feel this is gonna kill me.
Al tried to poison me, sir. No!
Al, calm down. Sit down and let Lion speak.
I'm sorry, sir.
Mr. Dolores blinks and raises one brow as he turns towards me. I don't think he believes me. That's a serious accusation, Lion. You're saying that Al deliberately attempted to harm you. His voice isn't quite angry, I think. He sounds more confused, if anything. I nod slowly while Mr. Dolores lets out a long sigh, rubbing his temple in disapproval. During the short time Al has been with us in this company, he has proven himself to be dependable and a well-mannered employee. I've seen no indication that he would act in such a manner. You have not seen him gooning to me! Like he just whipped it out! Boss! Why would I lie about him whipping it out in my face hole? You were recently hospitalized, yes? I know you've been under considerable amount of stress. He hospitalized me in the first place! With his massive schlong! However, I expect a truthful explanation of the situation, Lion. My heart sank at his words. I know what happened that day, when he kept on force-feeding me. My body remembers it all, so why wouldn't Mr. Dolores believe my story? Ugh. But the way he's looking at me, it's like I've said something embarrassing. What was that? Well, sir, Sir, Mr. Dolores, if I may. Mr. Dolores turns to him at once, giving him his full attention. Go on. I think this might be my fault. Just not in the way it sounds, sir. I brought Lion some snacks that day, and I didn't know about allergy. Wow, you are a shit liar! One of the snacks that made Lion try to trigger an allergy reaction. Lion rushed to the hospital right away when I was trying to help. I didn't mean to hurt Lion. I was only trying to help. They had been so stressed out, and I... Al, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm so sorry, Lion. I notice him trembling as he speaks, his slender fingers curling into each other as if he's bracing himself for whatever is coming. He looks embarrassed. Nope, ashamed. And worst of all, he looks a little too convincing. I see. So it was an allergic reaction. An allergic reaction? Would not have, done the things it did in the last episode! The tension visibly leaves Mr. Dolores' shoulders. There's no doubt. He completely believes Al's words over mine. That makes far more sense. Is it because I'm gay, Mr. Dolores? Al, you should have been more careful. This kind of negligence can be dangerous. Yes, sir. I'm truly sorry. I really am. Now, Lion, I understand you went through something frightening, but accusations like this that carry serious weight, you need to be careful with your words. Do not make them lightly. I am quitting this job! Fuck you! Al tried to poison me, you dick! That's enough. Mr. Dolores looks me straight in the eye with clear irritation on his face. He shakes his head and keeps his voice controlled, but the shift in his mood is obvious. Would you like the hospital report? I can bring it to you, you dick! I'm not going to entertain this any further. Al has already explained himself and taken responsibility. You're still shaken from the incident, Lion. Continuing this discussion serves no purpose. What will help is making sure this kind of disruption does not happen again. neither of you is to arrive late again.
He don't fucking care. Like whether it's true or not. He really don't care. What he does care about is if this would affect his fucking profits. What the fuck, Mr. Dolores?
Especially you, Al.
Of course, sir. It won't happen again.
See that it doesn't. You two are dismissed.
Well, fuck you! Stepping out of Mr. Dolores' office, I slow down my steps just to let Al leave the room first. But it's odd that he's still behind me instead. Al? I'm very sorry. Please forgive me, Lion.
Whoa, hey, wait!
Just before I could say anything else, he suddenly bolted off to his desk, bumping my shoulder in the process. You know, the window was right there. The window was right there. I could just, yeah, it would be so easy for me to just yeet him out there, and like, it will be no one's problem anymore. I stumbled back slightly from the impact, watching Elle hurry away without looking back. My chest feels tight, but there's no time to dwell on it. I settled back into my seat and let out a soft sigh. Almost immediately, I noticed Cassius and Briar already glaring at me, curious about what happened. Lion, what happened in there? You look like you just saw a ghost. Yeah, dude. Mr. Dolores looked pretty ticked. I let out a shallow laugh, shaking my head as my fingers began to type on the keyboard. Guys, not now. I'll tell you both later, okay? I don't want to get on Mr. Dolores' nerves further. At lunch, just not here. They exchanged glances, clearly worried about me. All right, we'll wait. But promise you'll tell us, okay? I promise, guys. The rest of the morning, I was quite concentrated at work. A part of what drives me to stay focused was the anxiety of possibly annoying Mr. Dolores again. But also, the fact that he wouldn't believe me over Elle's words? Elle. He's clearly the favorite. By lunchtime, the three of us are gathered around our usual table. The cafeteria isn't too crowded today, but it's noisy enough that our conversation blends into the background as I tell them everything that happened. Briar's face slowly pales as she listens on, while Cassius's face turns angry. He tried to poison you? Briar quiet down. But also, what the hell? Cassius clenches his jaw, clearly upset by what he just heard. Dude, that is messed up. Shit, I'm glad Ethan was there, but seriously, what was he thinking? I let out a sigh and frowned, taking a sip of my favorite drink from the office cafeteria. I'm so sorry, Lion. Did you report him to the police? I did, through Ethan. Well, we have a private investigator assisting us now. So, everything should be okay. They're putting me through some safety measures as well. I had my suspicions, but you weren't reachable for a while. And I don't know, I didn't want to push boundaries or anything. I figured you needed some space. I smile at the both of them, shaking my head slowly. It feels nice to have friends who care about me. It's not your fault, Cass. I didn't even realize what was happening myself. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for now. I'm just tired. And honestly, I don't really feel safe talking about this any longer. I hope you guys can understand. Right, sorry. That makes sense. Time for a change of topic then. Okay, yes. Thank you guys. Then, on a lighter note, is the private investigator, you know... A small laugh escapes both of us, and Cassius shakes his head in amusement. Let me guess.
You're asking if she's single. Or if she's hot.
Well, both.
Dude, you are unbelievable. Briar.
What? I am just curious. You make her sound like some mysterious detective from a crime scene. You're worried about all the wrong things. Oh, come on. You're curious too, Cass.
Cassius averts his gaze, rubbing the back of his neck.
I mean...
Maybe a little, but not for the same reason. Besides, I'm not into women. Sorry. You too.
I don't even know if she's single. What if she's married already?
Despite everything that's happened, I couldn't help but laugh at them. It feels nice to laugh about something normal again.
Still, Lion, I'm really glad a professional's involved now. It makes me feel a lot better knowing that you're not dealing with this all by yourself.
Yeah. And if somebody's behind all this, they'll slip up eventually. That's what investigators are good at.
I hope you're right.
Just then, Cassius's phone suddenly vibrates. Huh? He pulls it from his pocket, glances at the screen, and immediately grimaces.
Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. What is it?
My ex. Calling me out of nowhere.
Seriously?
Yeah. Life's got jokes, huh? Cassius lets out a tired sigh before standing up.
Wait, hold on. You still have his number. Cass, I thought you said you wanted to move on from...
Shut it, Briar. I'll take this real quick. You two go on ahead first. Yeah, I'll catch up. As Cassius hastily walks off towards a quieter corner, Briar turns to me with a worried smile.
Cassius. Obviously, he's still attached to his ex-boyfriend. I mean, they were together for so long. It's kind of hard to just let that go, right? But honestly, I think it would help him if he was more open about how he feels instead of, pretending he's got it all together and everything.
I nodded Briar's words, sharing the same sentiment. Yeah, he always tells us he's moved on and all. But whenever we try to get him to talk about it, he just gets annoyed.
That's why we should let him just open up on his own. And be there for him as best as we can. Oh, and speaking of, I need to use the restroom real quick. Can you wait outside for me? I don't like going in alone. The janitor in charge of cleaning the ground floor restroom kinda creeps me out. Especially with where the restroom is. It gets a bit quiet around there. Keep me safe, okay?
Yeah, of course, Briar. Let's go now while we still have time. She gives me a small nod before heading off. Oh, this looks familiar. I wait outside the bathroom with my arms loosely crossed. For some reason, a strange feeling settles in my chest. I stand near the hallway that leads to the restroom, letting out a yawn as drowsiness washes over me. Waking up so suddenly feels strange. I didn't even get the chance to fully wake up. When I look up, I see Al approaching me with his fingers fidgeting together. I move to the side instinctively, making way for him to pass into the hallway. To my surprise, he stops in front of me.
Lion, may I speak to you? Please, it won't be too long. I won't do anything weird. I promise.
What's wrong?
Please, Lion, I'm begging you. I'm so scared. Please.
Whoa! Stop!
I don't want to go to prison.
I ain't sacrificing my jail booty for yours, Al. Fuck no!
Al, you... Please, Brady, please, I'm begging you, Lion. I'm so scared. No, I'm sorry. No, you have to listen to me. It will be so bad if you report me to the police. I haven't even done anything, you dick! The words barely leave my mouth before his expression changes completely. Oh, really? Really? You mean it? You promise? You promise not to? Please, please. He laughs softly and rubs the back of his neck.
The stairs are right there. I could just kick him down. I could make it look like an accident. Even his breathing is shaking. I can tell that just from seeing him.
So I wasn't imagining it. It's not just such a dream after all. Before he can react, he reaches out and grabs my hand.
He hastily cradles it between his palm, lifting it close to his lips. Fuck no! Get out of here! His hands tremble so much I can feel how cold and sweaty they are.
You know, ever since I touched you the other day, I kept having these weird. No. I meant this is some dreams.
He starts kissing my hand all over. Oh, you fucking freak! He's making me flinch.
About you, I can't stop thinking about you.
I already know what the title of this video is. I already know what it is. Now y'all already know why the title of the video is the way that it is. Y'all already know. Hell, why are you so fucking weird?
About how you feel under my fingertips. Your soft skin. I want to feel more. Lion, please love me. Please. You know better than reporting me to the police, right? No, please, no. I wanna be with you. Please, you love me, right? That's right. Yes. You love me. Tell me. You love me. Please. Tell me. You'll hold me close. No. Please. I'm so scared. I love you. I don't want to be apart from you. Please. Just leave me alone! Stop! Just speak English! Talk normally! Please! Be a little more human! Normal? What do you mean, doll? There's no normal with me. Like me, you're not normal. You're far from what normal is.
The stairs are right behind you. You are being awfully bold for someone within kicking distance.
You're tainted. You're just like how I am. Just like how I love you. Let's go somewhere else. Please, I want to.
I stay silent as he continues pressing heavy kisses against my hands and fingers. No! Get away from me! Get away from you, you weird man! I don't know what to do. What do I make of this? What the fuck is this?
Ah! What are you doing to Lion? Let them go!
Briar's shrieks echo down the corridor, and it's enough to make Al freeze mid-motion. He suddenly lets go, almost pushing me a few steps back in the process, and I go straight down the stairwell. Like, holy fuck, I don't care at this point. If I die right here and now, I would be so happy. I can feel him shoving something into my pocket just before he looks at Briar. Is that his love? Did he put a whole wad of his love in my pocket? I don't want to deal with that.
But Briar, I just...
Before either of us can say another word, he runs off, his footsteps pounding against the floor as he disappears down the hallway.
Lion, are you okay? What's he doing to you?
Briar cradles my face in her hands, looking at me with worry. The warmth of her fingertips replaces the cold and shaky grip Al had on me earlier. I'm fine, I think. The words feel a little hollow, even as I say them. I'm still shaken. Of course he doesn't want me to report him to the police. Well, it's not like it hasn't already happened. Ethan and Miss Mila both know about Al's actions now.
Oh my gosh. What's wrong with him, really? Let's get going now. Break is going to be over, so
Please tell me that I have been using the recorder that I've been given. Like, for the love of God, like, that was juicy fucking evidence. Like, please.
Are you really okay, though, Lion?
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm okay. Briar doesn't let go of my arm and my reassurance. Her grip remains firm and gentle.
He didn't hurt you, right? Like, you're not injured or anything?
No, he didn't. Hell, he is so fucking weird. He was being so fucking weird.
I could see that. And I mean, he was talking to you about something, right?
Yeah, he said he doesn't want to go to prison, and he begged me to listen to him. I couldn't exactly understand. He was stuttering so much, and God, he was so fucking weird. Briar lets out a shaky breath, really flashing across her face.
Oh gosh. Either way, I swear when I saw him that close to you, my heart almost stopped. I thought it was doing something worse. I don't want to think what it could be, but just really, you don't deserve any of this. And you definitely don't deserve him acting all weird and scary like that. If he ever comes near you again, you yell for me, okay? I'll come running.
I can't help but let out a small chuckle at Briar's insistence. Thank you so much, Briar. I will.
I've got you. Always. Okay? Come on. Let's head back before break ends.
She stays close to my side as we walk back to our office room. Time skip? God damn it! How's the test coming along? Huh? I look up from my work to find Cassius standing beside me. He's holding out a stack of printed documents. I printed this for you earlier. Figured they might come in handy. Thanks, Cass? Thank Briar instead. She was the one who put everything together. I just did the easy part and hit print.
Oh, you guys are so fucking sweet.
Cassius lets out a small chuckle, a small cheeky grin tugging at the corner of his lips. Is, Briar still busy over in the other building? Yeah, I guess so.
Ever since we got back from lunch, she was called over there almost immediately. So busy already, and it's barely the evening. Have we been getting that many orders lately? Or is it about that big project Mr. Dolores mentioned at the party? Honestly, none of us really knows yet. Well, I'm sure some of the higher-ups know more than we do. The ones who work closely with Mr. Dolores. You mean Al? I mean, not just him, obviously. But Mr. Dolores does. I mean, he does talk to him quite a lot around here. That makes sense. Still, it's not like we could just ask. It seems pretty confidential. I doubt Mr. Dolores would tell us anything. I've got a feeling Briar would be nosy enough to ask anyway. Honestly, she probably would. I'll laugh along with him, but my gaze drifts towards the other side of the room. I spot Al speaking with Mr. Dolores with his bag slung over his shoulder already. It looks like they're discussing something quietly. A moment later, Al gives a polite bow before quickly heading for the exit. What?
He's leaving early?
You know, I've been noticing that a lot lately. Al taking early leave. That, or even just leaving on time. For some masochistic reason, the guy practically lives at the office. Seeing him leave before everyone else feels odd. And it's happened a few times this month already. I probably wouldn't have paid much attention before, but after what happened to you, I don't know. I guess I've started noticing little things. Cassius rolls his eyes and shrugs before continuing back to work. He seems a little embarrassed at admitting that he's been watching at him for me. Thanks, Cass. I didn't miss anything when I got hospitalized, did I? No, Al does seem pretty antsy the whole time. Maybe even more so today. Huh. I wonder why. Then again, he's always been super jittery, hasn't he? Right. The more I think about it, the less I get it myself. Maybe he's just stressed from all the responsibilities Mr. Dolores keeps giving him. He seems pretty important around here. Especially considering he hasn't been here as long as the rest of us, you know? But honestly, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm just playing the guessing game. Huh. Cassius makes some really good points, though. As the workday comes to an end, and I make my way home, my hand instinctively brushes against the recording device hidden beneath my suit.
Did I use it?
It's been there the entire day, quietly recording every conversation I've had, including what happened with Al earlier. I'm a bit nervous about what Ethan and Miss Mila will say once they hear it. Still, I'm glad I had it on. I reach into my bag and pull out the folded note Al hurriedly slipped into my pocket earlier. I still haven't had the chance to read it. Is it like the sticky notes he used to leave on my desk? I unfold the note and read its contents. I'm sorry. Please believe me. I know what I'm saying doesn't make sense, but believe what I'm writing to you at least. It says,
I literally just read that!
I slip it back into my bag and keep walking, my lips curling with discomfort. More apologies. I should probably tell Miss Mila about this too. I know he's trying to tell me something. If I recall, this probably has to do with, Al kind of splitting between, two different extremes. That's the kindest way I can put it. It seems like a part of him is, ridiculously obsessed, while the other part is please stay the fuck away from me. At least, that's how I'm reading it so far. I'm curious to see, what exactly is the whole situation between, Al and us. That is something I'm really curious to see. But how am I supposed to believe him after what he did the other day? He knows exactly what he did. He even apologized for it. He even looked genuinely upset about it. I don't know. The more I try to make sense of everything, the more tangled my thoughts become. Nothing seems to fit together anymore. I just want all of this to end soon. I don't feel like going home just yet. Maybe I should stop by somewhere for a while and watch the sunset. It might help clear my head a little. Instead of turning into the road that leads back to my apartment, I find myself heading towards the park. When I arrive, I settle onto an empty wooden bench and lean back with a quiet sigh. It's livelier than usual today. Probably because the weather's a little warmer. The breeze is still pretty strong, though. This is nice. Is this what people call people watching? I can kind of see the appeal. I used to spend so much of my free time cooped up inside, with nothing but a screen to keep me entertained. Which, in itself, it wasn't entirely a bad thing, but there was never much of a balance between staying inside and actually going out like this. It wasn't exactly easy to pull myself out of that lifestyle. Comfortable, yet lonely. I'm really proud of myself for taking that first step. So, I probably wouldn't have if it weren't for Sarah. Her words were what finally made me realize it. I keep thinking about her. Whenever I'm left alone with my thoughts, they always seem to find their way back to her. I look away and try to distract myself, letting my eyes wander across the park. On the other side, a group of children run around playing soccer, while their parents watch nearby. Off to the side, a few teenagers are huddled together with games on their phones. Looks like everyone's spending time with someone. I'm probably the only one here on my own.
With a strange child watching me! Oh, God! I glance around again, and that's when I notice a lone child standing a short distance away. He stands near the middle of the park with a visibly uncertain look on his face. Every so often, he drifts closer to the edge of the street, his eyes dotting across the passing faces, mine briefly becoming one of them. He takes a few steps towards me and stares at my face, almost as if he's observing me. I wonder if the child is okay. Is this the child Yale spoke about? I don't want to approach the child, but you know what? I am concerned. I am so concerned. Is the kid okay? I am so concerned. Are you okay, child? But I step closer and notice him holding a piece of paper. And some sort of envelope with photos slipping out of it, I think. Hey, you lost? You look a little confused. The child looks mildly uncomfortable at my presence, tilting their head to the side slightly. They fidget with the paper in their hands and gives me a glare. But before I can say anything else, he suddenly turns around and dashes away. I'm not gonna yell out at the kid, I'm just going to exclaim to myself, weird fucking kid! Whoa, that child runs surprisingly fast! I hesitate for a moment, considering whether I should chase after them, but no! Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you. I didn't know you were here. Huh? I halt in my steps and look at Ethan, approaching me with Miss Mila, a short distance away from him. She has the same kind of smile on her face, arms crossed together right below her chest. The two of them then stop in front of me. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you I wanted to take a short walk in the park. I hope you didn't wait for me too long at the office. Ethan shakes his head and smiles at me reassuringly. No, don't worry. Somehow I had a feeling you would be here. This park is a nice place during the evening. I agree. Miss Mila looks at the center of the park, smiling softly herself. Great job today. It seems that the recording device is working quite sufficiently. With that said, I'm concerned about what just happened today. That boy spoke to you again, didn't he? Yeah, yes he did. Right, I'm curious about what Mila might think of it. Somehow it still unsettles me a little that she will be overhearing anything I'd say for the next whoever knows how long. We'll talk more about this once we return to your place. Somewhere private. But before that, Mr. Ethan said he would like to order some food takeout. Both me and Miss Mila turn to look at him and he smiles bashfully, rubbing his neck. Yes, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about this over dinner. Just a little treat from me. Little celebration that this investigation is finally leading us somewhere.
It might be a little too early to celebrate, but hey, it's better than nothing. Ethan seems to be in a good mood.
How can I say no to that?
Lead the way, Mr. Ethan. Miss Mila gently gives my shoulder a light pat while making me walk by her side. The three of us continue to walk side by side, making our way to leave the park. Turning around the corner, we pass by through a grocery store. It's the one just a few blocks away from my apartment, the one I often frequent to.
And I'm sure many other residents do the same.
Oh, Yale! The bell rings out as the door opens and a familiar face steps out of the shop. Yale. Good morning, Lion. Yale! Hey, what's up? Yale, good evening. What a timing to come across you here. Hey. Evening, Ethan. It's been a while. Yes, I was doing a little shopping. Yale smiles bashfully while eyeing me, Ethan, and then Miss Mila, in that order. Good evening to you too as well, Miss... Miss Mila's gaze shifts to Yale, and I can tell he's getting slightly nervous. Yale practically lowers his head a little in formality. Is this a friend of yours, Lion? I could try to guess his name, but I don't think that would be very polite. Yes, Miss Mila. He's Yale, Lion's best friend. Please don't tell me I got locked into the best friend route. I wanted to bounce on a crazy style. Wait. I know we're on the Yandere subplot, but why can't I bounce on it? Why won't you let me bounce on it? Let me bounce on it. Let me bounce on it, Yale. Please, stop blinking at me like that. Please, let me just bounce on it. Let me just a little bounce, just a little bit, please. Yale offers a timid smile before slowly extending a hand towards Miss Mila. Yes, it's nice to meet you, Miss Mila. I'm Yale, Lion's best friend, indeed. As always, Yale is always formal in the way he speaks to people he just met. He gives a small bow as he introduces himself, and Miss Mila responds with a warm smile. I was correct then. Pleasure to meet you, Yale. Seems like you and Lion are close. I doubt this is going to be the last time we meet. As for me, I'm Mila, a gumshoe. Come again? Ethan lets out a soft chuckle and nods slowly. Miss Mila is an investigator, and she's currently working with me. Okay. Wow. I see. I'm glad to see you guys have her help with the case from now on. Goodness. As Miss Mila extends her hand for a handshake, her gaze briefly drifts towards the scar on Yale's neck. Pardon my question. Is that scar from before? Yale flinches, quickly raising a hand to cover the scar on his neck. Yes. I think you might have already heard about it from Ethan, Miss Mila? Yes, of course. He did fill me in on your case as well. As well as Lion's reports about Al and the missing items. I'll help them get to the bottom of that too. Oh, that's very reassuring. Thank you, Miss Mila. I truly appreciate all the work you'll be doing. Yale turns to look at me with a smile and pats my shoulder reassuringly, but I could feel a slight tremor in his fingertips. Finally, things are looking up for you, Lion. I'm so glad. Yeah, finally. Thank you, Yale. Of course. I'm really happy for you. Are you guys headed somewhere, if I may ask? Oh, yeah. We're going back to my place. Just talk you through a few things from the case. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yale chuckles softly, but something in his voice tells me he's holding himself back. I glance down at the large paper bag in his hands, filled with what looks like cooking ingredients and a few party hats. What's wrong, Yale? You mentioned something about good timing earlier? Oh, yeah. It's Alicia's birthday surprise tonight. My parents and I were excited to have you over, so I thought I'd invite you. But it seems you already have plans right now, and that's okay.
Oh, I see. So you hate me.
I feel a slight pang of guilt in my chest upon hearing that. I can tell he's at least a little disappointed, and as much as I want to say yes, I can't. Yes, I totally can! Like, fuck the case! Let me bounce on it, Yale! Yale's parents. I wonder how they're doing these days. I can barely even remember their faces anymore. I'm really sorry I can't come over tonight, Yale. But I'll definitely get Alicia a gift. I promise. What kind of things does she like these days? Flowers. I think she likes daisies, right? Yale's eyes widened slightly before he nodded slowly with a bashful smile. Yes, I'm a little pleasantly surprised that you still remember. So lately, she's been really into sylvan families. She saw one of the rabbit sets they were selling and asked Dad for one. Ah, I've been hearing about those a lot lately. They seem really popular right now. Yes, they are. Also, I think I should get going now. I still need to cook for everyone and finish setting up the surprise. I hope everything goes well. If there's anything I can do to help, please, don't hesitate to reach out. Good evening, everyone. I'll be leaving now. Oh, of course. Thank you so much, Yale. Have a good evening. We watched Yale walk past us, heading towards a nearby baking supply store. It doesn't take long for the three of us to make it back home. I settled into a chair at the dining table while Ethan and Miss Mila prepared dinner. I did try to help Ethan, but he insists he's got everything under control. He tells Miss Mila not to worry about it either, but she's just as stubborn, so much so that after a little back and forth, Ethan finally gives in and lets her help. I can already smell the pleasant, mouth-watering smell of the meals being heated up. Here, after a few minutes, Miss Mila walks over and gently sets a bowl in front of me. Thank you so much, Miss Mila. She only acknowledges me briefly before returning to Ethan's side to carry the other two bowls over to the dining table. Ethan sets down a few cups of water for us before the two of them finally take their seats. Okay, now that we're all settled, may I have the recording device, Lion? Yeah, here. I unclip the recorder from beneath my suit and hand it over to Miss Mila. She turns it over in her hands for a moment, examining it carefully. Thank you. Meanwhile, Ethan is already busy opening up his laptop and setting it on the table. Miss Mila plugs the device into the laptop while Ethan pulls the screen closer towards them, leaning closer to the speakers as the recording begins to play. The sound of our conversations from earlier echoes the cafeteria, Cassius's voice, Briar's laughter, even my own voice. I'm not sure why, but hearing everything replayed like this makes me strangely uneasy. You'll hear it later on, but like you expected, Al approached me again during lunch break. He begged me not to report him to the police, and before he ran off, he slipped another note into my pocket. Another one? I take the folded note from my bag and hand it over. Ethan unfolds the paper first, scanning through the contents. His expression slowly tightens before he passes it over to Miss Mila. The more he writes these notes, the more I feel certain about what I've been suspecting. Miss Mila says nothing at first. Instead, she continues listening to the recording as Ethan lowers the volume slightly. Then, on a lighter note, is the private investigator, Let me guess. You're asking if she's single, or if she's hot. For the first time that evening, Miss Mila lets out a small laugh beneath her breath. Your friends certainly have interesting priorities. Sorry about that. No, it's quite all right. But the amusement quickly fades from her expression as the recording continues onward. No, you have to listen to me. It will be so bad if you report me to the police.
Eventually, she pauses the audio entirely.
Mr. Ethan,
Yes.
I agree with you. That boy's behavior is concerning enough on its own. But paired with the notes he's been leaving for Lion, it points to a different picture. That reminds me, there's something else I need to inform you about, Lion.
What happened?
Earlier today, we managed to get in contact with a former STL employee, someone who only left the company recently. According to them, shortly after the company successfully developed one of their first advanced Android models, there was a large internal restructuring. A significant number of interns were dismissed during that period. And around the same time, one of the Klein Android units reportedly went missing, and it remains unaccounted for to this day. It's said that every attempt to trace or locate it has been unsuccessful.
Missing?
Yes, STL appears to have buried the incident almost completely. Most former employees refuse to speak about it. Some are still bound by confidentiality agreements, while others insist they were never given the full details themselves.
What?
The company is definitely suspicious. But I still don't know if this means everyone there's involved. I agree. The company itself may not necessarily be malicious. However, as I've mentioned before, they may be covering up something that was entirely beyond their control to keep their pristine reputation.
That explains why there aren't any reports or records about what happened to Yale either.
Most likely, if an unstable Klein android truly disappeared during early development, there's a chance it could be connected to the incident involving Yale. Given the timeline, it may even be the same android that went missing. STL may already be aware of what happened and simply chose to erase the incident entirely to protect the company's image. That would align with a pattern of behavior we've already seen from them. Still, there are a few obscure internet forums discussing the case, along with similar Android-related incidents. Though most of the discussions are buried under conspiracy theories about androids suddenly becoming sentient. Regardless, I still find it difficult to believe an android could deliberately harm humans while exhibiting independent thought. The idea of an android suddenly becoming sentient sounds convenient, but realistically speaking, that defies logic. We'll need to consult someone experienced in android programming, preferably outside of STL as it stands. We lack sufficient information. STL has been extremely unwilling to cooperate with outside investigation efforts, which makes tracing the missing android's whereabouts considerably more difficult. They've refused formal questioning and kept most of their internal records inaccessible, including the android's unit production number. For now, the only people willing to speak with us are former employees. And even then, most of them are understandably reluctant to get involved. Finding records of the unit number should be our priority. Now, returning to the matter of that boy, there's another point worth considering.
Miss Mila's gaze slowly shifts towards me.
Our current suspect, Al, the timeline of his employment appears to overlap with the intern layoffs.
What the fuck?
It's possible he may be concealing parts of who he is, or that he had ties to STL before ever joining Sir Dolores' office.
The timeline does seem unusually convenient. Though, if I'm being honest, I'm more concerned by his behavior and the notes he's been passing to Lion. There's something deeply inconsistent about them. I think we need to observe his psychological state more carefully, or consider whether another influence may be affecting him.
Precisely. In that case, I prefer not to confront him directly until we better understand the situation. I still intend to speak with him eventually. I'm certain he could give us some important information. The difficulty is determining how to approach him without escalating his behavior further.
How would you approach him then?
Carefully. At the moment, Al appears emotionally unstable. That makes it difficult to predict how he'll react if he feels cornered. Especially considering his fixation on Lion, the stalking, the notes, the gifts, leads me to also believe that he's responsible for the disappearing items as well, although there's no evidence of him being the culprit behind that so far. And then there was the food incident earlier. Poisoned or not, his behavior towards Lion crossed the line. That's why, Miss Mila. Yes, I understand your concerns, Mr. Ethan, which is why we need to proceed cautiously. Right now, Lion is still the only person Al willingly approaches, which means observing how he behaves around them may tell us more than direct confrontation would. Please rest assured, Mr. Ethan and Lion, I won't take unnecessary risk. The important thing is that Al still trusts you enough to approach voluntarily. If we pressure him too early, we may lose our only clear lead. However, if his behavior becomes openly violent, or if he attempts to harm you again, I'll intervene directly, and if necessary, I won't hesitate to use force against him. I glance at Ethan. He doesn't seem to be entirely reassured, judging by the look on his face, but I can tell he's just trying his best to believe. I look down and think to myself, yes, Miss Mila is a professional. She should know what she's doing.
Right. I trust her.
Not only Lion, but you as well, Mr. Ethan. I'll keep you two safe for as long as this investigation continues. Thank you, Miss Mila. I know the situation hasn't exactly been easy to deal with. It's my job, Mr. Ethan. Thank you as well, Miss Mila. A small sigh escapes him as he reaches over to finally open the takeout containers, sitting untouched on the table. Speaking of, the food's getting cold. I think we should eat soon.
Oh, right.
Yes, I think this is enough for now. Unless there's anything else you'd like to add. Otherwise, we should finally eat, as Mr. Ethan suggested.
No. I shake my head and pick up my utensils. I can't think of anything else important to add.
Perfect. We shall continue this discussion another time, once we've gathered more information. I'll make one more attempt to contact STL later and see if we can gather other useful evidence. For now, the two of you should eat. You've both had a long day already. Miss Mila closes the laptop before carefully setting the recording device aside. Okay.
Right. I hadn't realized how mentally exhausted I was until now.
I take a bite of my meal while Ethan does the same. Miss Mila, however, has barely touched hers.
Huh. You single?
Huh? She looks up from her food, studying me for a moment. Is this for your lady friend?
Huh?
I let out an awkward laugh, scratching the back of my neck. Yeah, probably. I see. And how important is this information to her exactly?
Well, she's single and ready to mingle.
For a moment, Miss Mila pauses. Then she lets out a short and quiet laugh, clearly amused. Ready to mingle? That's an interesting way to describe someone's emotional availability. She shakes her head slightly, still faintly grinning smugly. I suppose it doesn't matter either way. I'm not seeing anyone at the moment, not that I actively seek out romantic relationships in the first place. I think relationships develop more naturally when they aren't forced. If someone's sole focus is dating, they may end up overlooking meaningful friendships instead. Then again, I've never really understood the appeal of physical intimacy for its own sake. I think what matters more is the person you're sharing it with. When you're genuinely comfortable with someone, even the... She stops there, then blinks once before looking at me. That probably was more detailed than you needed. I apologize. I let out a small chuckle, shaking my head at her apology. I really wasn't expecting such an in-depth answer from her, but it was fun to listen. Briar would probably have a lot more questions and a lot less success getting answers. It's okay, Miss Mila. Thank you for answering my friend's curious thought. And I do think my friend Briar could use your advice about relationships. That would make me feel delighted then. For the remainder of the evening, the three of us only talked about trivial things over our delicious dinner. Despite my first impressions, Miss Mila is actually quite a talkative person. It's just that the way she speaks can come across as a little too practical at times. After cleaning up and exchanging goodbyes, Ethan and Miss Mila take their leave. Tonight, I decide that I will try my best to relax and get some proper sleep.
I don't like the soundscape here.
Later that night, I find myself lying awake in bed, quietly staring up at the ceiling. And like before, the uneasiness in my chest doesn't feel nearly as suffocating. Maybe it's because I finally have someone helping me carry all this. Ever since Miss Mila became involved, things have slowly started moving in the right direction. And knowing someone as experienced as her is watching over us brings a strange sense of safety that I haven't felt in a while ever since Sarah's passing. Still, I can't let my guard down too much, for the time being. Thankfully, I made it to work just in time this morning. I'm worried Mr. Dolores might lose his patience with me if I show up late again. He's been a little on edge lately. Some of us are wondering if it has something to do with Al not coming in as often. No one really knows what's been going on. Only Mr. Dolores would know why Al's been leaving early or missing work altogether. But of course, even if we asked, he'd probably just tell us it's none of our business. I guess because of that, everyone else has been picking up the slack. None of us realize just how much Al handled around here. It really puts into perspective why Mr. Dolores values him so highly. I settle into my desk and let out a sigh. Good morning, Lion. Morning, Briar. Cassius, you too. Good morning. I'm still so sleepy. Seems like we're in for a lot of work today, though, huh? Right. No need to tell me twice. Again? Just look at Mr. Dolores and how he's been acting lately. I think it has something to do with Al coming in late and coming out of work more early lately. Sometimes even outright taking days off. You're right. Yeah, and I'm not looking forward to it. I should just go back. Hi, boss! Just before Cassius can finish his sentence, Mr. Dolores steps out of his office and heads straight towards us. Briar, Cassius, Lion, focus. Given our current circumstances, I expect your full attention to be on your work today. Yes, sir. We're sorry. Without another word, he moves on, making his way from desk to check on everyone's progress. I let out a quiet sigh and rubbed the back of my neck before turning my attention back to my own work. Besides me, Briar and Cassius do the same. Damn, can't even chat. He's out for everyone's asses today. Come on, guys. We should really focus now. Right. Briar, Cassius, and I both stifle a laugh, quickly covering our mouths before he notices. As I watch Mr. Dolores continue around the office, I realize something. Al's desk is still empty. Is he running late again? Sir, apologize. Al? Speak of the devil! That's Al! Seems like I was right that he's running late again. I glance at Al, standing near the entrance, repeatedly bowing as he apologizes to Mr. Dolores. I could hear snippets of their conversation from here. Mr. Dolores quickly ushers him inside, handing him something I can't quite make out. After nodding several times, I see Al hurrying over to his desk and immediately get to work. So, Mr. Dolores doesn't sound to be angry in the slightest. If anything, he's noticeably gentler with Al than he is with the rest of us. It's obvious enough that everyone in the office has noticed it too. Come to think of it, I've always wondered why Mr. Dolores treats Al so differently. I doubt I'll find out the reason anytime soon, if ever. Today's lunch break comes around sooner than I expected. Instead of staying inside, I decided that this time, I'll be heading up to the rooftop terrace. Some employees use it as a small break area for a bit of fresh air, and today, I think I really need it. Briar and Cassius went ahead to the cafeteria. I told them I'd be joining them later, and that I just want to check out the rooftop for a moment. I wonder how crowded the cafeteria is today. Honestly, a part of me just wants some quiet and alone time, I think. I know that during breaks, the rooftop is usually open for smoke breaks and all. Even with the tall steel fencing around it, it's still a nice place to feel the breeze. I make my way upstairs as I think of this, and soon made it to the rooftop. I gently push open the rooftop door, immediately greeted by the soft afternoon breeze. It feels calm, almost comforting. I think I already like it here. I stop in my tracks. I think I heard a noise. Someone is talking through the phone. Yeah.
It's Al? Oh, it's the perfect place for murder!
I don't know why, but I step back instinctively, staying near the doorway and hoping he doesn't notice me. Just like a while back ago, his tone is different. The last time I heard him speak like this was at the store. And now that I think about it, he was on the phone then too. I peek towards the railing, seeing Al standing with his back partially turned to me.
Perfect! I can just push him off and end this VN right here!
His free hand absent-mindedly fidgets in the air, tracing little shapes with his fingers while he keeps the phone to his ear. I can listen to him a bit clearer this way. Oh, yes. Make sure to turn around, okay? That road isn't really, well, the best route to take after school. Good. Yes, Mr. Dolores lent this to me. Isn't he really nice? Lucian, you can't just ask people to be our dad. We can't. Don't sound so sad. Mr. Dolores is still nice to us, isn't he? And that's enough for now. Okay? Yes. For now, just remember what I've been telling you, okay? Another place. Soon. We'll do that as soon as I can. Find a new place for us. I promise. Yes. By the way, I left something on the table. Eat it. Your favorite. Okay? Don't worry. I'm okay. Then he slowly lowers the phone, and I notice the call has ended on his end. I look away and realize I've been holding my breath this whole time I was listening to him. I expect him to go back downstairs, but he doesn't even turn around. He just stands there, in silence, looking a little spaced out. He runs a hand through his hair and shakes his head, letting out a quiet sigh. A soft grumble rolls off his lips as he begins scratching his head, messing up his hair a little in the process.
I hear the door creak open on the other side of the roof. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I instinctively duck a little further behind the railing, making myself more obscure than I already was. Al, have you finished using my phone? I peek slightly and see Mr. Dolores approaching Al from behind. Sorry, sir. Here you go. Yes, the call is over. Thank you so much, sir. I
I really missed being able to check up on him like this while I'm at work.
Al hastily hands the phone back, the same one he used for the call just now. Mr. Dolores' stern expression softens into a small smile as he gently pats Al's shoulder. That's good, Al. I put your phone back on your desk. Return to work as soon as you're ready. And here's today's allowance. Al looks genuinely stunned by the amount of money he just received, judging by his reaction after Mr. Dolores showed him his phone screen. Wow!
Oh, sir, this is quite a lot for today alone.
Keep the remainder. Use the money however you see fit. I trust you're good at managing your finances, Al.
Certainly, yes. Thank you so much, sir. You're very generous.
Be more generous to yourself, Al.
Al bows slightly, taking a few deep breaths to compose himself.
After exchanging a few more words with Mr. Dolores, the two of them head back downstairs. Only then do I feel like I could safely step out of my hiding place and let out a sigh of relief. I came up here hoping to get some fresh air. Funny enough, I got that, but I also stumbled into something I probably wasn't meant to hear. Mr. Dolores treats Al almost like he's his own son. He even gave him some extra allowance. Judging by Al's reaction, it must have been quite a lot.
It's nice up here, though. It's quiet. The breeze feels nice, and I'm surprised more employees don't use the rooftops during their breaks.
Well, more for me!
So, I can't help but wonder if this is where Al usually spends his breaks. He hardly ever leaves his desk from what I've noticed, but whenever he disappears, he's probably either up here or in Mr. Dolores' office. I think I'll stay a little longer.
It'll be awkward if I head back down now and ran to Al or Mr. Dolores after eavesdropping on their conversation.
If the cafeteria isn't too crowded by then, maybe I'll grab something to eat before heading back. I finally make it back to the office after spending a little more time on the rooftop. I see Cassius and Briar just making their way inside, about to settle into their seats.
Oh,
hey guys. Hey, Lion, catch.
The two of them look at me and smile, and Cassius tosses a bag of snacks my way.
Hey! That's my treat. You spent longer up there than we expected, so we decided to grab something for you too. I picked out the drink for you too. I smile as I look at the snacks and drink my two friends brought for me. Aw, thank you guys. You two are so sweet. You're welcome, Lion. You should eat something, you know? It's not good to work on an empty stomach. Oh, and how was your break on the rooftop? Was somebody smoky up there?
Oh, yeah, about that. For a moment, I debate whether I should tell them about what I just saw. Would it be a good idea? I know they wouldn't snitch on anybody, and it's not like anything dangerous happened, but
it was empty, actually. I'm a little surprised to myself.
Huh, really? I thought people would use the rooftop for smoke breaks. I'd probably do that myself.
Yeah, no. I'm honestly surprised too. It's such a nice spot to relax.
On second thought, I don't think it'd be the best idea to talk about it when Al and Mr. Dolores are just around the corner.
I also know for sure I overheard a conversation I wasn't supposed to hear. Better keep quiet, at least for now. Maybe I should make better use of the rooftop myself. I'd appreciate some quiet time away from this office, honestly. We should all go up there during our next break. I agree. As I unwrap the snack and take a bite, my gaze drifts towards Al and Mr. Dolores chatting. I can't hear what they're talking about from here, but I can see Al tidying up his desk. He's leaving early again, holding a few documents in his hands as he scurries away. We only have a few minutes left of our break, Lion. You should finish those before then, I think.
Really?
Sure thing. I try to eat as fast as I can, my eyes already on my screen as I look over the tasks waiting for me once the break is over. Briar and Cassius walked me home, just like they promised. They stayed with me until I reached the road leading up to my apartment complex before heading their separate ways. I noticed how quiet it is. There aren't many children around as there were the last time I was here at sunset, They've probably all gone home by now. I don't know why. Glancing at the park reminds me of the child I saw the other day. The one who had my photo. I wonder if they're the same child Yale told me about. I still don't know why they ran off so quickly the moment I looked back. Just as I turn around to continue making my way home, a child comes sprinting around the corner at full speed. Whoa! Before either of us can stop, we collide into each other. The child stumbles backwards while rubbing their forehead. Are you okay? Hey! Where's the music playing? They don't react and remain on the ground, staring at their injured knee. Only when I step into their line of sight do they finally glance up at me. When our eyes meet, I recognize the face immediately. They're the kid from the other day. Huh? Wait, I didn't hit them that hard, did I? When I look closer, the scrape is already coated with dirt, with dry blood around the edges. Fresh blood is seeping out of it. I'm not sure if they even got this wound from tumbling over just now. I think they were already hurt. I'm sorry, let me help you. I didn't see you. Are you okay? Let me help you get up. Here, I'll tend to your wounds. I offer a hand, but to no reaction. They just continue staring down at their injured knee. You're bleeding. What? Say that again? The voice catches me off guard. It's unmistakably a boy's. I said you're bleeding. Let me help you. He doesn't respond right away. For a moment, he just sits there. He seems to be watching my mouth more than my eyes. Then he turns his head slightly, shifting his stance and angling himself towards me, before taking my hand. I know. It stings. I need help. Please? This boy, he sounds way too calm, but I can tell he's biting down on his lip and trying to hide the pain. Right. Wait here. I'll go get some first aid. I hurry off to grab some more plasters and disinfectant from the nearby shop. It's not much, but it's good enough to treat his wound. When I return, he's still sitting there, exactly where I left him. I kneel down right beside him and begin carefully cleaning his wound. For a child, he stays unusually still, like it doesn't bother him at all. You don't need to hide that it hurts. It's fine. I'm fine. What a stubborn one. I throw away the used cotton and wait a few seconds for the disinfectant to dry before taking out a band-aid and carefully putting it over his wound. Again, he flinches a little as I do it, but he quickly stays still again. Almost done. You have to take it easy when you walk for a while. I'm almost done putting the band-aid on. He just stares at me while furrowing his brows, tilting his head slightly to the left. It's like he's skeptical of what I just said before looking away. My brother is good at this. Don't need to worry. Brother? When I finish putting on the last band-aid, he quickly jumps away from me and stares at me. Hey, don't move so fast! A small folded piece of paper slips into my hand quicker than I can process what just happened. He picks up his bag again and briefly dusts off his pants before looking at me one last time. Thanks. Before I can properly react, he's already quick to leave. What a weird kid. I watch him disappear and glance down at the note he just handed me. It looks like it's slightly creased from his grip. The paper is a bit sticky from glue and has small smudges of pencil dust. I unfold it and read its contents. I'm Big Brother Alistair's younger brother. On the back of the paper, it writes, You look like Lion. Are you Lion? Wait, what? I read the note again just to make sure I didn't misread it. Big Brother Alistair. So that kid, he's Al's little brother. Kinda. Yeah, the clues were leading up to this. I fold the note carefully and slip it into my pocket. I have way too many questions now, but there's no point standing around here wondering. I should probably go home and tell this to Ethan. Finally home. Can't wait to shower and relax for the rest of the day. I kick off my shoes, set my bag down on the couch, and let out a long sigh. What a day. And then I had to run into that little boy. Is it really true that he's Al's younger brother? Now that I think about it, I vaguely remember Miss Mila mentioning that Al has a younger brother. Then it really must have been him. Why would a child like him lie about something like that anyway? Huh? I glance at the screen and see that it's Ethan calling. Ethan? Hello? Oh, Lion, you made it back home. Hi, Ethan. Yeah, I just got back. I'm so tired. Oh, that's good. I wanted to check on you. How was your day? Did anything happen? It was an okay day, busy as usual, but nothing out of the ordinary except for the small child. You didn't push yourself too hard today, did you? Nope. Everyone kept an eye on me. Cassius and Briar even walked me home to keep me safe. Ever since I told them everything that happened, they've been doing so much for me. I'm glad you have such caring friends. His voice turns noticeably calmer in my response. For a moment, he doesn't say anything and remains silent. I should probably tell him about what just happened today, even if the recording device is here. I came across a little boy today. He said he's Al's younger brother. Al's younger brother? Apparently. He bumped into me on my way home and scraped his knee, so I helped patch him up. After that, he slipped me a note. It said, I'm Big Brother Alistair's younger brother. You look like Lion. Are you Lion? That is an unusual way for a child to introduce himself, right? He barely talked the whole time, too. He was a little strange. I suppose that bit makes him similar to Al, after all. Did he tell you his name? No. He ran off right after thanking me and shoving the note into my hand. Ethan falls silent for a moment. I believe he could be related to Al. You think? Al's family records did show that he has a younger brother who is still alive, but we don't exactly know what he looks like, nor his whereabouts. If that is true, that may explain how he knew your name. Could you tell me what the boy looked like? He looks to be about 13, 12 years old. His hair is cut into a short, messy bob, and he has long lashes, gray shirt, green backpack. I remember Yale mentioning some time ago that a child might have been following me around. He referred to that child as a girl, though. He does look a bit feminine. Yale probably just mistook him for a girl. Honestly, I almost did too until I heard him speak. Ethan, who's been listening to me in silence, lets out a soft hum before speaking. I see. I'll have to double-check the information first, and I'll also have to ask Miss Mila. Thank you so much for telling me about this, Lion. I'll also check the recording device later. But regardless of that, I'm just glad you made it home safely. Really. That's what matters the most. Thank you so much, Ethan. I always appreciate you looking out for me. How's Miss Mila been doing herself? She's doing well, just like usual. I'm really glad to have her. She's been really helpful. Although she can be a little insistent or straightforward at times, I think that's exactly what I needed after all that happened. I thought just about the same before. It's good that Miss Mila is eager to help, but at the same time, I worry about his well-being. As long as you're mindful of your limits and if she can also be aware of it. I'll be honest, I found myself worrying just about the same thing. If you're pushing yourself too much. I can hear a chuckle from Ethan's end of the line, followed by a soft sigh. Thank you, Lion. Of course I'm mindful of my own limits. Don't worry about me too much, okay? Well now, I shouldn't hold you up for too long. You should try to get some rest and eat well. I should get going myself. You sound like an old man sometimes, Ethan. What can I say? I suppose I've reached an age where I can start giving people unsolicited advice. Have a good night. Good night, certified old man. Thanks for talking to me. The call ends. I stare at my phone for a moment longer before setting it down onto the table. Somehow, hearing Ethan's voice helps me settle down after a long day. I'm really glad I still have him around. He was really, understandably broken after Sarah's passing, but he seems to be getting so much better nowadays. I'm really happy for him. I should go shower and have some dinner now. I get up from the couch and stretch my body, making my way to the bathroom. Today's been busier than usual at work. I'm not sure what's happening, but there's just so much to do. We had to sacrifice a bit of our lunch break, but I'm glad we finally get to have it now. I'm so tired. We all are. We wanted to go up to the rooftop, but we already spent so much time queuing in the cafeteria earlier. So we're all just having our break here. At least the food is good. It doesn't feel entirely comfortable, though. Mr. Dolores is walking around. Does he even take breaks? Oh, wait, he's approaching our table. Fuck! Good morning, Briar, Cassius, and Lion. Good afternoon, good sir. Is there anything we can help you with? We're just enjoying our break. Briar, shush. Anyway, good afternoon, boss, I guess. Good work today. Get some rest during your break, then come back refreshed. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Dolores and Cassius stare at each other in silence, neither seeming particularly impressed by what they see. It's almost funny to watch. And Lion, just as I'm about to take another bite of my food, Mr. Dolores calls out to me. Yes, sir? Come with me for a moment. I have something to discuss with you. Of course. I quickly stand up, glancing briefly at Briar and Cassius. I can tell them quietly wishing me for good luck for whatever's coming. Mr. Dolores turns and walks back towards his office. I follow closely behind him, curious about what he wants to talk to me about. This time, I feel a little more confident that it's not because I made some sort of mistake. Ever since the last time I was called into his office for something like this, I feel like I've gotten a little better at this job. And Al's notes have also helped me get through the learning curve. After we step inside, I gently close the door behind me and watch as Mr. Dolores takes his seat. He gestures for me to do the same, and I quickly sit across from him. He adjusts himself in his seat for a brief moment before pulling something from his pocket and sliding it across the desk. It looks like a folded note. May I ask what this is about, sir? As you may have noticed, Al is absent today. I found this note on my desk this morning. I believe he left it there before leaving work the other day, with specific instructions that it be given to you. I glanced down at the note again, unsure whether I'm allowed to pick it up and read it. You may go ahead and read it. Oh, thanks for answering the question. Okay. I must admit, this is rather unusual for Al. He has never struck me as particularly sociable, and reaching out to a coworker in this manner is unlike him. I carefully pick up the note and hold it in my hand. The paper looks slightly worn around the edges, as though it has been folded and unfolded several times. Please, help me with a task at home. I don't really know what I was expecting, but definitely not this. Something about it feels off, but I can't quite put a finger on it. He's inviting me to his house. Correct. Think about it. Maybe I could also take this as a chance to return his ID card, the one Yale handed to me the other day. I'm not sure how that might turn out, but I know he needs it. This seems like a good opportunity to return it. But also, would that even be safe for me? Al's recent behavior has been concerning. He hasn't been in very stable health. Yeah, not at all stable up here. However, he seems particularly eager to speak with you, which is unusual in itself. Have you not been listening to me at all? I told you he tried to poison me this episode. Fuck you, boss.
For that reason, I believe your company may do him some good.
I slip the note back into my pocket and consider Mr. Dolores' words. He's making this all sound like a nice invitation from a friendly coworker, but
I can't help but remain cautious, considering what he's done to me before and how he refused to own up to it. Something about all this feels strange, especially the note and the way it was written. Okay. Thank you so much for telling me, sir. I'll be sure to consider this invitation. I'm not sure if I'll pay him a visit, especially on my own, but I'll give it some thought. If you'll excuse me. I give him a polite nod as I stand up and push the chair back into place. I haven't dismissed you yet, Lion. I have a question. When would you like to visit him?
What do I say?
I think, maybe today. Once work is over for the day, I'll head over to visit him. I guess. Yeah. I see. Mr. Dolores falls silent for a brief moment. For some reason, he looks conflicted about something. I'll drive you there and keep you company. I'd initially planned to pay him a visit myself, considering his health.
Oh.
Wow, I really don't think I can talk my way out of this one. He's actually serious about making me visit his place. I would really appreciate that, sir. If Mr. Dolores is coming with me,
It should be fine, right? I'm not gonna get murdered from this decision, right? As long as the two of us aren't alone together, I think it should be fine. Then this means I don't really need Miss Mila or Ethan to come with me anymore.
Mr. Dolores studies my face for a brief moment before giving a nod. Very well. In that case, we will leave together once work is over. I will be driving us there.
Okay. Somehow hearing him settle the plan so matter-of-factly makes it feel less like an invitation.
And more like I've already committed to it right from the start. You may return to your work for now. We will meet at the lobby once work is over. Do not be late.
Yes, sir. Of course. Then, if you'll excuse me.
I give him a small nod before quietly leaving the office, the note from earlier still in my possession. As soon as work is over for the day, I quickly organize my desk and begin packing my things into my bag.
Hey, Lion. What's the hurry? Ready to head home together? Yeah. Let's get going before it gets too dark. Oh, and also, while we're at it, why don't you tell me about what happened when you got called into Mr. Dolores' office earlier?
I look at them with a smile before letting out a soft sigh, tidying up my belongings into my bag in a haste. Sorry, guys. I won't be joining you guys this evening.
Huh?
I have to stop by Al's house. Mr. Dolores is waiting downstairs to take me there.
Huh? Am I hearing this right? You're going to Al's house?
The two of them exchange a quick glance in disbelief. Yes, I can't believe that I'm doing this myself. What am I doing with my life, really? Lion, are you even sure that's a good idea?
Well, no. I'm a little worried, honestly, but
Mr. Dolores is coming with me, so
should be fine, right?
I guess he does always behave when Mr. Dolores is around. But it still makes me worry, you know, given what he did to you already. Cassius rubs the back of his neck. He clearly looks unconvinced and is genuinely concerned for my well-being. Just be careful, okay? If anything feels off, don't hesitate to leave. And if Dolores, on the other hand, tries to force you to stay, you sue his ass. No questions asked.
Yeah, he's right. Call us immediately if anything happens, okay? Like, immediately. We'll be there. Share a live location with us before you leave.
Thanks, guys. I'll do that. Don't worry. Anyway, really gotta go now. Mr. Dolores told me not to be late.
Take care, Lion.
I sling my bag over my shoulder and hurry towards the elevator to take me downstairs. As soon as I step outside the building, I immediately spot Mr. Dolores' car parked neatly by the curb. Mr. Dolores is already standing beside it, checking the time on his watch. When I approach him, his gaze shifts towards me. For just a brief moment, he looks slightly displeased. I have a feeling I'm a little later than he expected. Fortunately, he says nothing about it and steps inside his car, the driver's seat. Step inside. Yes, sir. Thank you. I slide into the passenger seat of Mr. Dolores' car, and we quickly head towards Al's house. The interior is polished and smells nice, though most of it probably comes from his cologne alone. It suits him perfectly. It isn't surprising that Mr. Dolores is wealthy. Still, sometimes I wonder just how wealthy he really is. I glance over at his steady hands on the steering wheel, and his pale blue eyes fixed on the road ahead. The silence between us feels more awkward the longer it drags on. Should I try saying something? Or would he rather enjoy the quiet? Honestly, he doesn't strike me as the type to enjoy small talk. Well, is Al's place far from here, sir? Mr. Dolores shifts his gaze briefly towards me before returning it to the road. Not particularly. About 40 minutes. Perhaps less, depending on traffic. I see. He glances at me again before looking away, his grip tightening slightly around the steering wheel. Are you in a hurry? No, I was just curious, sir. Lion, I want you to take this opportunity to talk to him. You're one of the few people I've seen him make an actual effort to speak with. You would do well to appreciate that. Huh? I muttered the sound out, feeling genuinely taken aback by what he just said. Could it be because of the notes he's been leaving me or something else entirely? I wonder what he's told Mr. Dolores about me behind my back. Soon enough, we arrive at Al's house. This took less time than I expected. I think the car pulls over in front of an apartment complex that I haven't ever seen before. Go on ahead. I'll join you shortly. Knock once, then wait for him to answer. Don't knock again. Okay, sir. Why was he so specific about it? Even telling me how to knock? That is not an apartment. I step out of the car, watching the door close on its own as Mr. Dolores drives further into the complex. That is not a complex! Is he looking for a place to park? The neighborhood does seem a little crowded. Well, isn't this going to be awkward? I make my way up to Al's front door, careful not to step on the grass or the small plants lining the walkway. I don't know why, but I didn't expect him to live in a house like this. I mean, aren't houses pretty expensive nowadays? I can barely afford my apartment rent some months. When I reach the doorstep, I gently knock on the door and wait for a response. As I look around, I notice a child's bicycle parked carelessly beside the garage. It looks worn out and covered in a thin layer of dust. The sound of hurried footsteps coming from inside redirects my attention, making me think that someone is rushing to answer the door. After a brief wait, the door slowly swings open. Oh, it's Al. He's wearing a black shirt and gray pants. He looks pale for some reason and a little out of sorts.
Wait, Lion. You're really here.
Stop gooning!
So that means you saw it. The note. I'm glad.
Oh, thank fuck he's here! Just as he reaches out to grab my wrist, Mr. Dolores steps forward and comes to a stop behind me. Good evening, Al. How's your condition? He immediately retracts his hand from me and hurriedly steps back, like I just got caught red-handed. He almost stumbles over his own feet as he does.
Good evening, sir. I've just been a little dizzy. That's all.
Did you eat already?
No, sir. I mean, yes.
Mr. Dolores gives Al a skeptical look before pushing the door open,
while Al instinctively steps aside to let him in. I quietly follow behind Mr. Dolores into the house. I look around Al's place for a brief moment, taking in my surroundings. As expected, he's not exactly the tidiest person. I don't know why, but I had a feeling this would be the case. The house is dimly lit and smells a bit like mint and some sort of cleaning solution. It almost reminds me of a sterile hospital scent. Though, weirdly enough, some areas seem much tidier than others. The living room sofa and a lone armchair tucked away in the corner in particular. Instead of sitting down on the living room couch, Mr. Dolores makes his way into Al's kitchen. I watch as he opens the fridge, immediately looking like he's judging everything inside. Al still looks and acts as nervous as ever. In his own house? Maybe it's just because we're both here. Is this all you've been eating, Al? Mint ice cream, lemons, and frozen meals. I'm certain I've educated you on nutrition plenty of times before, Al. Live by those principles. Your body will thank you at a later age. Yes, sir. I remember it all. That I should eat healthier. Mr. Dolores lets out a quiet sigh, already pulling his phone out. It almost makes me laugh to see Al being scolded. It reminds me of a child. We're ordering food. Sir, if I... No, I know you will not do it. I'll handle it. Al's protest quickly dies as Mr. Dolores' firm tone made it clear that he won't accept any negotiations. He slumps in his seat and lets out a quiet sigh while rubbing his neck gingerly. What do you prefer to have, Lion? Huh? Me? I guess, May I ask where you're ordering from, sir, so I can see the menu? Here. Mr. Dolores tells me the name of the restaurant, and I quickly took up my phone to look up the menu. Yeah, I was expecting something far fancier, but this doesn't seem much like it. I think I'm going to have, Mr. Dolores nods and adds the item to the basket before handing his phone over to Al. He carefully holds it in his hand and scans the menu before tapping the screen a couple times, probably placing his own orders. Are you done, Al? Yes, sir. Mr. Dolores takes his phone back and scrolls through the menu himself. As I sit across him, I notice a change in his expression. It seems like something he saw on the phone displeased him. I wonder what that is. Speaking of, Al, I've been meaning to ask about Lucien. Huh? Sir, please don't... What's the matter? Mr. Dolores raises a brow at Al's words and falls silent. He thinks to himself for a moment. Mr. Dolores mutters something I couldn't quite catch, his eyes narrowing slightly as they sweep over Al. He glances over at the small pile of dirty dishes stacked beside the sink. Go wash the dishes, Lion. I raise an eyebrow, not expecting that set of words to come out of his lips. What? Do I get paid more at least? I'd like to formally refuse. Fine, yes, sir. My shoulders slump as I surrender, knowing that saying no probably isn't an option with him. Your assistance will be accounted for in this month's salary. I will add an additional... He continues speaking, stating an amount that makes my eyes widen in surprise. For washing them once? Seriously? He says it so firmly that I immediately realize he's being serious. Yes, therefore, do not make me repeat myself. Get to work. Yes, sir, right away. I get up from the couch and quickly make my way to the kitchen side of the room. I grab a sponge and some soap. Heading towards the sink, the dish soap smells faintly of lemon. When I start scrubbing, I glance at the two who seem to be making certain gestures towards each other, though it's mostly Al doing it to Mr. Dolores. Mr. Dolores appears focused on his phone. However, every so often I notice he angles the screen towards Al as if he's showing him something. It only lasts for a split second, then Al's eyes quickly flick down to the floor again. Neither say a word, but a crease forms between Mr. Dolores' brows before his thumbs move across the screen again. Production issue. Not to do. Lost. I tried to look and act as normal as possible,
when I turn my body around and make my way to the living room. Mr. Dolores' eyes quickly land on me the moment I sit down on the couch again. Okay, Al. I see his hand soothingly rubbing on his back, even with his stern expression staring at his phone. Food should be here soon. Thank you for washing the dishes, Lion. Yeah, of course, sir. Al mentioned something about production issue earlier. Were they talking about work? When I hear a knock on the door, Al immediately gets up from the couch and rushes to the front door. He quickly returns with a few bags of meals, setting them down on the table.
There's 3 bowls, sir. This heavier bowl.
Yes, for Lucien. Now, let's all sit down and start eating. We gather around the table quietly and open our meals. The steam rises from the rice bowls as I peel the lid open. The smell is warm and comforting, surprisingly simple, but so delicious. As I begin eating, my eyes drift towards Al. He's eating slowly. It seems like he has no appetite, or does he not like it? He nudges his food around more than he actually eats, with his shoulders slightly hunched. Across from us, Mr. Dolores eats with both a fork and a spoon, despite the meal just being a rice bowl. He neatly mixes the half-cooked egg yolk into the rice before taking in a few spoonfuls. Speaking of, did you ever find your missing ID card, Al?
No, sir. I don't know where I dropped it.
We can simply request a replacement if you can't find it. It's easier.
No, I think I'd like to keep looking first. I think I might be able to find it.
Oh, right. I almost choked on my food at the mention of ID card. I almost forgot, it's still with me. Yale picked it up and handed it over to me, thinking it might be better for me to keep it. What should I do? Of course I'm gonna give it back. Actually, I wipe my hands quickly and reach into my bag. I feel their eyes turn to me as I pull out the ID card, holding it for him. You mean this ID card? Al freezes before quickly grabbing it from my hand.
You... Thank you. I thought I'd lost it for good.
He clutches it tightly before slipping it into his pocket, but instead of relaxing, he seems even more unsettled. Oh, that's good. Where did you find it, Lion? I'll tell the truth. A friend of mine found it and handed it to me. Al stays silent a few moments, his smile disappearing and then returning again.
That makes sense. Your friend is really kind. Say thank you to him, please, for me as well. Either way, thank you for finding it for me.
I pick up my spoon again and continue to eat while he looks down and continues poking on his meal. Do you like the food, Al? It's your favorite.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Mr. Dolores only offers him quiet nods as he continues eating his own meal, gracefully munching on his food. I'm glad to see you're trying to socialize more. What Mr. Dolores just said after a brief moment of silence seems to have stunned Al. He glances up at him for a moment, clearly unsure of what to say in return. He starts tapping his feet quicker.
I am trying.
You are trying, Al. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Al. I honestly don't really know why I just blurted that out. I think I just felt bad for him, or I'm starting to feel like this dinner felt very awkward and tense. I glance at Mr. Dolores and only see him offer us a few of his quiet nods without saying anything while he continues to eat his meal. After some time, Mr. Dolores and I eventually finish our meals, and Al is sweating like hell. When Mr. Dolores gets up to tidy our bowls, only then did I realize that Al barely finished his. He manages a few more bites before setting it aside. You didn't eat much of that meal, Al. You said earlier that you quite liked it. What's the matter? Al looks up at Mr. Dolores for a brief moment before curling his lips in discomfort and shaking his head.
I'm sorry, sir. don't have much of an appetite. Still a bit dizzy and nauseous.
That's fine. Don't force yourself. A few bites are better than nothing. No spicy foods or noodles, of course. Now, seeing that you're holding up better than earlier, I believe we should be taking our leave. He glances at me, giving me the impression that he's expecting me to follow. Oh, yeah, right. I didn't think he would leave so abruptly after we had just finished a meal. What's the rush? I pick up my bowl and stand up from my seat, tidying up the dinner table and putting them aside to the trash bin. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Al? Al quickly shakes his head and mutters out a small no to answer Mr. Dolores' question. Very well. Have a good night, Al. I hope your condition improves soon. Now, Lion, we should take our leave. Yes, sir. I quickly wash my hands after tidying up the table and clearing away what was left of our meal. As soon as I'm done, I hurry after Mr. Dolores as he steps out of the house. He's already a few steps ahead of me, walking at a brisk pace. Just as I'm turning around, I feel a light tug on the sleeve of my shirt. Lion. I glance back and see Al peeking through the door and holding on to my shirt. He has his head lowered, avoiding my eyes as though he's trying to find the right words. Thank you for stopping by my place. It's very kind of you and Mr. Dolores to do. Yeah, of course. The corners of his lips twitch into a faint, nervous smile before he slowly lets go of my sleeve and closes the door on me. Get home safely. What was that? Lion? Yes, sir, coming. Still thinking about Al, I quickly rush outside and catch up with Mr. Dolores. Oh, that was the end of Log 5. God damn. So that was Log 5 of Klein. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. We will be back for Log 6 of this. And from what I heard, the developer is actually moving away from the romance aspect of the game and leaning more into psychological horror, which is an interesting way to actually go about this. But then again, like, for the longest time, this has been more of a murder mystery and, of course, like, the hints of psychological horror here and there. So I am curious to see where exactly Himero is going to be taking this story. And honestly, I am kind of hoping Himero like drops another game sometime soon, because I know Himero can actually come up with some absolutely terrifying stories. And as much as we all love Klein, I need more. I need something that will make me feel terrified, please. Oh my god. But yeah, like, Al is I don't want to deal with Al. He is I don't want to deal with someone like that. But that's a good thing, because like, honestly, the fact that I dislike him so much is a good thing for me, because like, he just gives me the ick, and honestly, making me feel that ick is better than not feeling anything at all. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you'll have a lovely rest of the day, and as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.